All right, Sean, let's get this thing underway here. And obviously the big thing with football getting underway, really getting underway this weekend. There was a few college games this past weekend and yesterday. But the meat of the action gets underway this weekend with both the NFL and college football. And the big question is, like, what's it going to look and feel like? We've obviously seen the hockey bubble. We've seen the basketball bubble. We've seen golf and tennis and NASCAR. And we've seen Major League Baseball. And they've filled in the stands with the cardboard cutouts. Each league has pumped in crowd noise to some degree. And I know, with college football, there's going to be some crowds in some places, no crowds in others. Socially distanced crowd. I know Notre Dame is allowing up to, I think it's like 18,000 socially distanced. The marching band will be there socially distant, so they're probably in the one end zone or something. So it's definitely going to look and feel different. But for me, with hockey, with basketball, with NASCAR, with golf, the action, once the games get underway, even with baseball, I think all of these leagues have done a very good job at presenting sports as sports. And when it comes down to game time and the puck drops or the first pitch and all of that, by the time the game gets going, I really haven't found myself, really realizing the crowd's not there. Football may be different, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think the big difference is with hockey and being the smaller playing surface and being able to kind of control your environment indoors and really take time to set up that one bubble for coverage. I think you really have an opportunity to kind of streamline the angles. There's very few gameplay angles, I felt like, in hockey. Obviously, there's no one right behind the glass, but I think you're so close to the action with those camera angles, and I'm sure the NFL is going to try their best to work on it. I think that smaller gameplay surface and less players, and the ability to cut in on the bench and have it be close, and it's much easier to cut the crowd out. Essentially, and just kind of pump that sound in. But with football, with the big stadiums, especially when you talk college, you're going to hear the band, you're going to hear what fans may or may not be there. And people are going to want to see it. So you're definitely going to be pulling out. And then my question is, if they are scattered, is that going to look – I don't know what that's going to look like I can't picture it. Obviously with baseball, they have like the cutouts and things, which I thought was brilliant. I thought that was really well played. But the NFL, I think you're going to see a lot of holes and it's going to seem quieter. I hope that they do they don't try too much with like moving cameras above the field or anything like that. But I don't know. I mean, I'm excited to watch football. I just, is it going to feel different? I think more so than the other sports.
Yeah, and I know like the Eagles, there's going to be no crowd, and I know they were selling, they were selling the cardboard cutouts, so you can buy the cutouts there. I know that like the Chiefs, for example, have announced that like a limited crowd. I think the Broncos announced a limited crowd. My idiot owner was still, as of like last week, was still kind of hinting that he wants a full normal crowd, which, I mean, in Texas, it wouldn't really surprise me that much if there's a full Cowboys fan crowd in attendance at AT&T Stadium. But we won't see that this week. The Cowboys are in Los Angeles at the $1 billion SoFi Stadium, which will be completely empty, but should provide some interesting looks nonetheless.
They should just fill it with another $1 billion.
Right. I mean,
they know what that looks like.
They know what it looks like, and they probably have the $1 billion at this point. And I know, like this past weekend, I was watching a little bit of the. It was like Army and Middle Tennessee State, and like the cadets were in the crowd, but I don't think there was any actual fans. So that felt kind of normal-ish. Was a Marshall in the eastern Westville, Kentucky or something. There was some people
West
there.
Louisville, Chattanooga.
Some form of crowd was there. and it was weird and kind of scary because I'm like, should there really be people? But I guess you're outside. They were kind of spread apart, and I know NASCAR has been doing it for a while. But I mean, we're talking NASCAR stadiums that have capacity of like 100,000. You're putting in like 20. You're talking some of these football stadiums have 20, 30,000 capacity. Are you only putting in a couple of hundred? I don't know. But it's going to be interesting. Like I said, I know Notre Dame hosts Duke this weekend. There's going to be around 18,000. It's the band, students, and family of the players. So that's going to look weird for Notre Dame Stadium because people can love or hate Notre Dame all you want, but one thing Notre Dame does is they never play in front of not a capacity crowd. So that is certainly going to be something new for us.